between an activity on the ground and a strategic change that we're trying to bring
The first one is around surrounding the establishment able to provide the emotional support for victims or survivors of sexual and gender-based violence.
I believe this has been a key engagement that the UN and the UNAMID have come together in addressing the root causes of conflict.
We've just finished our second State Liaison Functions SLF workshop, and this time we focus less on the duty of care but more on the substantive issues that we have been working on in the last over the last 6 months. The SLFs work in 4 strategic areas around rule of law, human rights, durable solutions when it comes to basic services, and durable solutions when it comes to livelihoods. This was an opportunity for us to come together and look at the objectives we set. That is, how do we work together as the UN country team and UNAMID to address issues that we agreed we have the comparative advantage to address jointly.
Perhaps the 3 priorities, the first one is around surrounding the establishment of the criminal justice in remote areas. So this is police, this is court and prisons and prosecution. So that's the first priority. The second is about the transitional justice and the working towards strengthening the capacity of the Special Prosecutor for Darfur crimes. And the third one is about the implication of the rural courts dealing with mediation of community conflicts. So that's the third priority for the rule of law, just a mandate in the rule of law area.
Our colleagues who are embedded with the AFPs are focusing on capacity building and technical support, but we equally have the mobile monitoring team that focuses on protection of human rights. So they are complementing each other's efforts, while those who are embedded with the AFPs are doing capacity building. We also have our colleagues, the mobile monitoring team, who are doing the monitoring and reporting on human rights violations, because there are still human rights challenges, as have been highlighted by this meeting. Issues of land, issues of justice, issues of conflict-related sexual violence. These are still challenges.
These were issues around land, access to land, land tenure rights. These were issues around IDPs and refugees, their displacement, those who are already displaced, people who are returning. How do we ensure that these individuals have access to livelihoods, have access to services? And this was an opportunity for our colleagues who have been working with communities, who have been working with local authorities, to tell us what they've managed to achieve on the ground. A lot of the achievements were around trainings and capacity building, working with law enforcement agencies, working with rule of law institutions, working with NGOs, working with women protection networks to train them in these different areas.
Looking at our achievements and challenges in terms of for women accessing their rights, getting the peace process in place, we found that the activity of working with the women protection networks, which we helped establish since 2013, has been a very profitable and positive step to use
and that the women protection networks have been acting as an early warning mechanism. This particular women protection network also has been working in terms of facilitating the survivors of sexual and gender-based violence, conflict-related sexual violence access services such as healthcare, emotional support. They've been doing this, and we're looking into the next phase to see how we can build the women protection network's capacities so that they could be able to provide the emotional support for victims or survivors of sexual and gender-based violence.
We've also done a lot when it comes to infrastructure development. Colleagues were telling us how communities had requested that they build police stations, that they rehabilitate infrastructures such as public prosecutor offices, how they work with communities to build centers that they require to address challenges.
Shukran Jazira. Shukran. Well done. We appreciate everything.
هسه بعد ما بنوا هنعمل وبدوا ان شاء الله ماشيين معنا كويس. ودوا الناس للتدريبات للمحيطات للمكانات وللبناء وللنجارين.
We went through all of these. Colleagues spoke to us eloquently about some of the challenges that they face, that they find that we weren't actually able to review our projects adequately, so sometimes they found we were duplicating. So how do we ensure that in SLF Phase 2 we reduce those duplications?
SLF has been not just a project that is going to have a very key strategic intervention towards durable solutions, but it also has been an engagement that allows the UN to come together and addresses the bridge from the humanitarian interventions to development. And further to this, I believe this has been a key engagement that the UN and the UNAMID have come together in addressing the root causes of conflict. As we know right now, currently in Darfur, we have more than 1.6 million IDPs in a protracted situation, still looking for durable solutions. And one of the key strategic response that the UNAMID and the HCT team is trying to engage within the SLF is addressing solutions. Solutions is a key. We have protracted situations, so at the government level, at the agencies level, and also going down all the way at the grassroots level, jointly we're trying to make sure that solutions is coming to Darfur.
We managed to give the experience of one UN and also working closely with government authorities. It also issues of is really one of the ways that we learn it, and also the utilization of the resources in the most proper way. You know, the presence of the UN country team itself on the ground, presence of the government authorities on the ground, and then experience of the UNAMID in the peacekeeping to peace building and conflict prevention and these things. I think all these are experiences you have been learning, and I hope it will be experience to be too early, but it is likely to give a good experience for the future UN DPKO activities or peacekeeping missions in other areas.
As UNICEF, we appreciate the SLF initiative that we're having. Through SLF Phase 1, we have supported on education, WASH, health, nutrition, and child protection. SLF is a huge opportunity that we can build peace in Darfur.
See the opportunity in SLF Phase 2. We see the opportunity in the agreements that have been reached. The challenge to us is how do we help Darfur prepare for the new Sudan, the new agreements, the new possibilities, the hope of the people that we serve each and every day.